honestly feel like if I would be a pro player, I would never tilt and be happy 24/7. It's harder than it looks. I mean, you care less for sure about solo queue and the people that make you feel bad, but you still have to play this game 12 hours at least every day. And I, for one, feel like it's getting worse by the year. Not playing competitively, I think you would enjoy that. I think almost anyone would enjoy that. It's really, really cool to play together with other people and play on stage. Like all of these things are really nice, but I think solo queue is just such a bad place. I feel like, you know, you have stage and you have scrims. They're both kind of far up, like in terms of how efficient and how fun it is. But then there's like this enormous gap to solo queue. I don't think there's many pro players that play solo queue because they enjoy it. I think most of us just play because we feel like this is the next step, you know, after scrims, this is what comes. But I feel like, for example, that if there would be like stage, scrims, and then something else, instead of that something else being down here, and that something else being solo queue, that would be so much better for everyone. And then you wouldn't have to play at least 12 hours, if not more, every day, because then your time would be spent more efficiently and it would be more fun, similarly to stage and scrims. But this is the next step, and I don't know what to do about it. I feel like solo queue just keeps getting worse and worse. What do you actually do about it? What is the solution? I don't know. In-houses? We've tried it before. Doesn't necessarily work. I think something that was really nice was the Chinese server, the Chinese Diamond 1 Plus server. That shit felt super competitive. But even then it was still solo queue. So for me at least, in-houses has always been like the next step, but I feel like Riot just needs to make a server for it because people are too lazy to make custom games and set it up properly, you know. I think if Riot just made a server where you could queue up and it would be pro players only, then it would just higher the standard so much and it would no longer be solo queue, it would just be in-houses. And I honestly don't know why they have never done this. Because we have another server for playing scrims, and I just don't understand why they don't use the same server for us to play solo queue. Like, could you imagine a server where there's only the 10 teams in the LCS? Alongside with their academy teams maybe. And every time you queue up, you are guaranteed to get players from these 10 teams plus their academies. I feel like that would be so much more competitive than whatever else we have going right now. And you wouldn't have the struggle of making in-houses and setting it up and making sure everyone's on time, and like you could queue up like normal, because that system is good. I think that you can queue up and the system sets it up for you. You don't have to worry about any of it. Because that has always kind of been the eternal struggle of in-houses. Someone having to be the game master, or whatever you call it in board games, as a comparison. But I'm sure there are like a million flaws in my idea as well. So Don't lose your shit, please. Just theorizing over here about what could possibly be done to fix this enormous gap that we have between scrims and SOLOQ. I've personally suggested that we should scrim more, but at the same time I understand that people don't want to work more than like 9 hours a day together with each other. I think that makes sense. Even though I personally wouldn't mind, I think it makes sense. I also think it makes sense that no one wants to be the game master and set up the in-houses, so we're kind of left with everyone just queuing up for SOLOQ. But it feels like, you know, you work your ass off every day and play from pretty much the moment you wake up to the moment you go to sleep, but roughly like half of it is wasted, you know? Like you're not spending your time as efficiently as you possibly could if you had another system to use after scrims. I think something that could easily help though the current system would be just voice chat. Like I don't know why they don't have voice chat for SOLOQ. Because that would already make it so much better and make it so much more competitive. And avoid most of the issues that you guys are currently worried about, which are all fair. I can completely understand that if you were to separate the pros from the non-pros, then the non-pros would never, you know, get a taste of it.